Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into an avionics message that many of you have probably seen pop up on your display during startup. AHRS aligning. What does it mean? When should you be concerned? And most importantly, what do you do if it doesn't go away? Let's get into it. First off, let's break down what AHRS even is. AHRS stands for Attitude and Heading Reference System. Think of it as the digital heart of your modern glass cockpit. It's a sophisticated piece of equipment that uses a combination of solid-state sensors like accelerometers, gyroscopes, and magnetometers to determine your aircraft's attitude, meaning its pitch, roll, and yaw. This information is then fed to your primary flight display, or PFD, giving you that beautiful, clear artificial horizon. So, when you power up your avionics and see AHRS aligning, or a similar message like attitude system initial, what's actually happening? In simple terms, the system is waking up. It's running through a self-test and calibration sequence. It needs a moment to find its bearings. Quite literally, the accelerometers are sensing the force of gravity to establish what's down, and the gyros are stabilizing to figure out the aircraft's current orientation. This alignment process is completely normal and essential for the system to provide you with accurate attitude information. Usually, this process is quick. Depending on the system and the conditions, it might take anywhere from 20 seconds to a couple of minutes. The key is that it needs the aircraft to be stationary. If you're taxiing, or the plane is being jostled around, the system can't get a stable reference, and the alignment will either fail or take a very long time. So, rule number 1, when you see that message, just sit tight and let it do its thing before you start moving. Now, let us talk about the situation that probably brought you to this video. The AHRS aligning message is stuck on your screen, or it keeps reappearing in flight. This is where a normal, routine message turns into a potential troubleshooting headache. If the alignment doesn't complete on the ground, or you get an attitude failure in the air, it's a clear signal that something is wrong. The system can't get the reliable data it needs. So, what are the likely culprits? The problem usually lies with one of the sensors that the AHRS relies on for its information. It's like a puzzle, and if one piece is missing or corrupted, the whole picture is off. The primary inputs for an AHRS are its own internal sensors, but it also cross-references data from other systems to improve its accuracy. This is where our diagnostic trail begins. The first and most common place to look is the magnetometer. This is the sensor that provides magnetic heading information, essentially acting as the system's compass. It is often installed out in a wingtip or the tail to keep it away from magnetic interference from the rest of the aircraft's electronics. If the magnetometer has failed, or its wiring is damaged, the AHRS can't properly resolve its heading information, which can cause it to get stuck in its alignment phase or throw a fault. The next thing to check is the GPS. Many modern AHRS units use GPS data for aiding. It can use GPS track information to help validate the heading and GPS-derived ground speed to help with its calculations. A loss of a valid GPS signal could, in some systems, disrupt the AHRS's ability to align or maintain its accuracy. So, check your GPS status. Are you getting a good lock? Are there any alerts related to your GPS receiver? Another critical input, especially for air-detated AHRS, is the pedostatic system. The Air Data Computer, or ADC, takes information from the pitot tube and static ports to calculate airspeed, altitude, and vertical speed. The AHRS uses this air data to refine its attitude calculations, especially during dynamic maneuvers. If you have a blocked pitot tube, a static port obstruction, or a leak in the lines, the ADC will be sending bad data. The AHRS is smart enough to recognize that this data doesn't make sense compared to what its internal sensors are telling it, and it will flag a fault. So, the diagnostic process looks like this. First, verify the basics. Is the aircraft stationary during alignment? Are there any other related error messages on the screen, like a GPS, magnetometer, or a DC failure? Use the built-in diagnostic pages in your avionics suite. They can often point you directly to the faulty component, telling you if it's lost communication with the magnetometer or if the air data is invalid. If the diagnostics point to a specific sensor, like the magnetometer, the next step is a physical inspection. Check the wiring and connections. Corrosion and loose pins are common culprits, especially for components mounted in the wings or tail where they're exposed to more moisture. If the sensor itself is determined to be faulty, then replacement is usually the only option. These are complex, sealed units. ULL need to order the correct part number for your specific system and follow the aircraft's maintenance manual for the replacement procedure. After replacement, a new calibration will be required. This is not something to skip. The calibration procedure tells the new component its exact position and orientation relative to the aircraft's axis, ensuring it provides perfectly accurate data. This is a critical step and must be done correctly. To sum it all up, seeing AHRS aligning at startup is normal. Give it a minute. While stationary, your FITS diazone starts flashing, or you get an attitude red X in flight. It's time to investigate. Start by checking for any related system, flags G, PSADC, or magnetometer. Use the system's diagnostic pages to narrow down the problem. From there, inspect the wiring and connections of the suspected faulty unit. And if you have to replace a component, always follow the manual and perform the post-installation calibration. Working on these systems requires a good understanding of how they integrate. If you're ever in doubt, don't hesitate to consult a maintenance manual or reach out to an experienced avionics technician. I hope this breakdown was helpful. If you've ever dealt with a stubborn AHRS issue, share your experience in the comments. Below we can all learn from each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into aircraft systems. Thanks for watching, and fly safe.